All right, we're actually playing a tournament match here in the OSC King of the Hill against Mixu. Now, before I played, Mixu actually beat Gerald and Mana, who are two better players than I am with Protoss, so maybe I'm a little bit of a psycho for picking Protoss here, but I just really felt like, playing a nice PvZ. I typically avoid mirror matchups, so I was definitely not going to play Zerg, so it was either going to be Protoss or Terran. Wasn't really feeling the random vibe today because I feel like I've been quite unlucky with the races I've been getting, so decided to play Protoss for this one. Now, I had two choices when it comes to my opener. Either I wanted to go for a Glaives build, which most Protoss would not recommend because it's not that good, or I could go for my new Oracle into Archon drop build. But I feel like maybe that's a little bit too standard for going up against someone like Mixu. So I'm just going to go for the Glaives build here and hope it works out pretty much. So block this hatch, which is nice. I kind of expected that he might take the gold on this map. I feel like Zerg players usually do take the gold. So seeing that drone there was actually a little bit surprising. But I guess, yeah, that's just nice for me. I suppose if he would take the gold, that might even be pretty decent for me, considering I am going to go for Glaive Adepts. Let's see if I can annoy him with my probe. This is the best part about playing Protoss, by the way. Oh, it would have been really nice if I could have blocked that core as well. But yeah, this is the best part about playing Protoss. You just annoy people and get their drones to stop mining pretty much. I don't know why I like it so much. It's just very enjoyable. Maybe it's because it's been happening to me for so many years, that it just feels extra delicious. Look, he wasn't even mining from that patch for a while. Now, I do really like it. In case you guys are wondering why my wall-in is so weird, I just really like doing weird wall-ins. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me announcing my identity a little more as an absolute cheese lord. That's a possibility. Yeah. This wall on this map I actually think is pretty nice because you can make another gateway here and then you just end up having a pretty thick wall. Now, I need to pay a little more attention to how I do my gas, because I do need to cut gas at some point, but that is the thing I usually forget about this build. So what my build is going to be exactly is pretty much, I'm going to do a Glaives build, but without the Robo. Normally you would do it with the Robo, but I like doing it without Robo and take a fast third behind it. And that way, it's a little tricky, because if they're not as economic as they should be, because they think it's like a very committed Glaives attack, then that could be a little scary for them, because I'm just going to be making Immortals and good units and stuff, right? So I'm just going to keep this probe here to be as annoying as I possibly can. Looks like he's already falling back with the Lynx, so I can probably go back home as well. Now, I am going to make the gateways at 28 probes, so that should be my last probe that I'm going to build before the gateways. Then I'm going to use this one to see how many drones he has here. You see, it looks like a decent amount of drones. And then now we're going to start making the gateways. And something that's maybe like a little surprising is that I'm also going to make the gateways before the Glaives upgrade. Because with a couple Chronos, Glaives can finish fast, but I need to have the gateways in time for the Warp Gate pretty much. So that's why. I'm going to shade these into the main. I'm going to start Glaives. So now I have... Wait, there's no links here? Oh, then I'm just going to go for that, I think. Here we go. I'm going to kill a couple drones, probably another Zergling. Maybe I can even save this one, and then I'll shave it back home. Let's see, can I get another Ling? Probably not another one, so I'll have to do with that. But actually, pretty decent damage overall. He could try to snipe me with his Zerglings. Judging from the minimap, he is not actually coming back, though, so that is nice. Let's see, can I actually finish these shades? I don't think I can actually finish these. Oh, this is a little tricky. I didn't come home in time, so now we might be in a little bit of trouble. I'm going to try to get these a little closer. Going to shade back home one more time, and then I'm going to try to get the Nexus. He is pretty close, but I think this time we can definitely, get over here. So I'm going to start these. He might try to get into my base, but I have enough Adepts here. I'm going to start that, and then I'll warp in my Nexus before moving out. So he sees I'm going for Glaives now. I'm still going to wait for one more warp in. And then I do think it's standard to keep warping in Adepts, but I'm actually just going to go for one attack and then transition. I am missing one, so I'm going to use this one. Or one of my Adepts was delayed, so I'm going to use that one instead. And then I think I'm going to make a Robo here and a Battery. I feel like that should be a decent choice. He might be counterattacking, actually, judging by those amount of units. Gonna make another pylon, so I don't get supply block into infinity. That would be nice. Probably don't want to let this Adept out of the wall. Okay, I'm actually pretty deep here with my adepts, but it seems like a pretty good idea. Let's see, I'm just going to keep warping in adepts there, shade over there. I'm like a little supply blocked, which is making it pretty hard to do anything here. Okay, let's see. These are going to do a decent amount of damage, I think. He has pure links, which means that my attack is actually quite strong here. See, I'm going to make another pylon here just in case. I think I'm going to finish this shade. Let's see. It is a little crazy, but I'm going to go for it. Because I just want to do as much damage as I possibly can and be as annoying as possible. I think if we're lucky, I can get a couple of adepts into that next base. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't look like he has drones here, though, so it doesn't really matter too much. And I'm going to start saturating that. Get a couple of extra probes on my gases and stuff. Maybe I'll shade into the natural one more time. And then now I'm going to start producing immortals. This is going to have to be canceled for sure. Could probably get one adept home, which is pretty decent. Now, what do I do after this? That is the real question. I'm going to warp one Stalker just to attack that Overlord for a little bit because it's annoying me that it's just chilling there looking at me. I'm going to keep warping in adepts. I feel like he might go for an all-in. That's mostly what I'm scared of. Like, if he's going to go for an all-in here, then I'm really going to need as much stuff as I can. That's why I'm still warping in these adepts. I'm only on 2 gases as well, so my follow-up might be a little sketch. I'm going to shade these out just to see if I can find units, pretty much. That's the only reason I'm going here. And see, I didn't see anything, so I'm going to finish these. Maybe I can even scare him a little bit. Let's see. Let's make another one of these. Going to shade these into the natural. I think it could be nice to go for like a little bit of an attack. How many roaches are there? That's a decent amount of roaches. It does look like he's taking extra gases to maybe go for a transition. Maybe I should actually just go here with my army. I think I'm going to get a couple more gates as well and a forge. Let's see. I wanted to wait for 3 immortals, but judging by the gases he's taking, maybe I just want to go for this, I think. I feel like I 100% should have made a warp prism, by the way, instead of that 3rd immortal. That would have been a really good idea, I think. Let's see what I can find here. I'm just going to attack here straight up with the immortals. If I can get the 3rd base, that is already a pretty big deal for me. It looks like he is going to let me kill that, which is quite surprising, I have to say. There you go. So the 3rd base is going to fall instantly. Maybe I can shade these into the main, though that would also be a little crazy. Oh, it looks like he has Banelings now, huh? Okay, I think I do want to fall back against the Banelings. Banelings are a little tricky. Let's see, I'm going to shade them into the main base again. See if I can get away with that. He does have a couple Banelings here still. I'm actually just going to let these 2 finish. Let's see if I can get some damage with those. Gonna warp a couple Stalkers. Wait, does he maybe have the base in the bottom right? I saw some drones, but I didn't think he actually would have taken it. Oh, I didn't even know I had one adept there. It's a little bit of an oopsie. I suppose I'll go ahead and kill these rocks. I'm gonna start mining this out. Should I actually kill these rocks or the easier ones to kill? I'm not sure. I could make some sentries as well. I feel like sentries would be quite nice. Let's see, that is mined out now, so I'm gonna go for another base here. I should be maybe like a little more scared of being out here on the map because I did so much economic damage, right? That it's honestly a little crazy that I'm here, but I do like myself a little bit of crazy, so that's all right. Gonna start making a couple cannons here. I feel like I should be making something else, but I'm not quite sure what. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do some damage to this. I do have a couple of force fields now. Oh, I was just a little bit too late on those force fields, unfortunately. I do think my army is still looking quite strong, though. Hope I don't lose the freaking prism to the bios. That would be unfortunate. My army is looking pretty freaking massive here, isn't it? I don't know if it's supposed to look this massive, but it's it's looking pretty good for some reason. The Immortals in particular are so freaking strong. And if I win this, that obviously means that I'm also better than Gerald and Mana's Protoss with my Protoss, which would be... yeah, quite surprising to say the least. He's going to try to buy all these Immortals, but obviously I will be able to micro out of it. And we have actually done it. All right. I'm surprised, honestly. I didn't even feel like the first glaive attacks went that well for me. This was really not my best Protoss game ever, but we still managed to do it. Wow, we just beat the Zerg that before we beat Mana and Gerald. That is pretty awesome. And if I'm looking at the supplies here, it doesn't even look like we were that far ahead, right? Like the worker count is similar. He already has roaches and banelings. But for some reason, my first attack just hit so freaking hard. I still think having a prism here instead of making a 3rd immortal would have been so much better. But these immortals just pack such a punch. And that's just an awesome dub. Let's go.